ready for working in countries abroad as you focus on to future?
Thank you. Especially if you look in the world and everybody has a phone and you always see the news every day, there is fighting here and there. You see Russia, Ukraine, Hamas and Israel, other African countries, Sudan, our neighbors, and DRC. All these people, what they normally do, you can see they are destroying all the structures. Those structures need people to rebuild them. There are bodies in the world that takes care for that, mostly in the United Nations. And the United Nations, there is a time that wherever go gets peace, like now if you look in Libya, there is a peace in Libya, and the territory was destroyed in Tripoli, their capital city, Benghazi. The United Nations is building that city, those cities, and they require a lot of skill in construction. And construction, what we have in Kenya, what Kenya can give the whole world is the laborers. That is our brand now. The only country that export laborers, and it has nothing it export, their main cash crop is laborers, is Philippines. And if you look in your phone, the GPD for Philippines is much higher than that of Kenya. And if you go to the whole world, they export laborers. When we export tea, coffee, and others, Philippines exports nothing else. And if you want to look for the biggest mall in the world, is in Philippines. It is built by the migrant workers' money. Now, in construction, and most of the TVETs, most of polytechnicals, they have construction departments. This is where we can venture. We can really put our energy there. And because our youth unemployment is like a disease, you remember when we had COVID-19, everybody was forced to work for it. If now we work for that, everybody can earn a lot of money. If you look in Kenya, let's go, a fundi, a carpenter, plumber, electrician, mason, a day you get about between 600 to 1,200 or 1,000, depending on where you are, if you are in the city or you are in the local areas. If you look, if you are doing construction in Europe, Western Europe, 1 hour you are getting 20 pounds. Between 14 to 20 pounds. If you transform that money, you are working for 1 day, 3,000 Kenya shilling. 1 day. It is just like somebody who has a big matatu in Kenya and he is not being stopped by police traffic to do a lot of work. Just construction, 8 hours, 3,000. You think, when you stay in our country and you are doing nothing, you are gallivanting here and there, and you have jobs there. And this job, they don't pangua at, we must take men. Everybody is acceptable. If you go in a farming area, in Europe, just harvesting onions, strawberries, and you earn 12 to 14 pounds per day. Another around 3,000 or 2,400 is good money. If you go here in Middle East, the average salary for a housemaid is 30,000. In Kenya, in our houses here, you find a maid being paid 3,000. Can you compare somebody being paid 10 times? You imagine a maid who was working at your home, she can work in Saudi Arabia and give you and pay you for a tuition to teach her baby. Can't you see that is another level? So let us go, guys, and try to get this money outside there. Then come back. You young people, you have a duty. We need knowledge. And this knowledge we cannot acquire it here because machineries also is a problem. If now we have, let's take a practical thing. You know, sometimes we just talk stories. If we have 2, 3 laser machine here, how many Kenyan can do training in that laser machine here? But if you go to an industry where they do this motoring like in Japan, you can learn every day, 1,000 as work. If you have one German teacher here, how many people can learn in Nyeri against the population of 50 million Kenyans? But if you, all of you, you go to work in Germany, even cleaning, you run Germany, and then next minute you are employed as a helper, office messengers, then you leave as managers. So we need to get out and get skill, and then come out of the box and do something different. Let us not continue doing the traditional way. And jobs are there. Hospitality. The old age in Europe, they close their restaurant and they say, okay, today we are selling a full restaurant, and they say today we are serving only 50 people. After this old man and the old woman, the owner of the restaurant, they finish serving the 50 people, they close the restaurant. Other people, they continue looking for another restaurant there. If you young people, you go there at the work, you can work even 16 hours a day, and you earn a lot of money. Anything you are doing, do it seriously. Look for these agents there. Let them give you a job to go out there. You see, like, what we call kayata. Kayata is a tailor in Arabic. A tailor in Arab countries are rich people. Tailoring. And here you say, that is a job for old people. No, it's your job. There are so many opportunities. Those jobs we ignore. Let's go for them. Thank you.
Asante sana. So we are not going to ignore anything. We are not, hatutapuuza kitu, because jobs are there and they are there for us to take. Madam Koigi, we have talked so much about skills that will require us to get employed, either here or also in Kenya. But we can also get employed without moving from where we are. I'm talking about remote working. And improving on our digital skills so that we can get decent work. Is it possible that one can work decently without having to go to work in an office or in an organization? Can one work remotely and be able to earn decent earnings?
It's very possible, and I believe the youths who are here will attest to that. I know most of them work virtually, online, and at times we are even worried as we are just wondering in the maybe next 5-10 years what will happen. But those are opportunities, because I have a number of youths. We have a number of youths who get job opportunities or even internship placements even in our offices. And they will come for a month, 2 months, and they leave the jobs. And the same thing is happening even in the industries. We take people to industries for work, they work for a month, they look at the money they earn, and they leave the jobs. So I'm not sure what will happen in the few years to come, but it is possible, and there are many opportunities, and we are really encouraging that, because all of us may not fit in the offices. The offices are too few. The jobs in the offices are not enough. We have old people like us still working in offices, and so we lack youths. We lack space for the youth. So we encourage them to venture more into online jobs. The other day I was looking at data from TVET, and I think Nyeri National Polytechnic was number 2 in the earnings for the Gitume lab. I was looking at the statistics. I saw Kitale had over 1.2 million. I think in Nyeri we had 1 million, if I'm not wrong. So amongst ourselves, Madam Moderator, there are chances there are people who earn a lot of money virtually, and they are still trainees. So we are encouraging, and there are quite a number of sites, and as TVET and also as government, that is one of the key areas that we are looking at, because we may not be able to, all of us, to go and join Mr. Wahome's team in Saudi and other places. So online jobs are very good, and we encourage that. But other than that, let me add something on top of what Mr. Wahome said. There are many jobs outside the country. There are jobs in Germany. That is an opportunity that our youth need to know. There are also training opportunities in Germany. You can learn in Germany, but the only challenge is the language. If you can be able to overcome that challenge, and get a certificate in their language, especially for those in professional, like for health. For health, you require B2. But for professionals like the ICT, in fact, for ICT, they said you can just go to Germany without any language. But for your convenience, it is important at least you get the basic language. So there are opportunities also in other countries, and they are online. What I came to learn, like for German platforms, are online. As long as you have the minimum requirements, then you are able to be taken up. There are other places that give us opportunities, like the panel we had in the morning, that is in UK. But for UK, again, we have not unlocked the hurdles yet, but we hope the country is working hard to see that we get more opportunities. We also have the Signet for Australia. So there are quite a number of job opportunities for the youths. They only need to be well prepared and think out of the box and see how well and where well they fit so that they see the right jobs. But remote jobs are the key things right now. I know maybe amongst hapa kwa hii team, there are few millionaires, you may never know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Even to get that encouragement that there is decent income from remote jobs. We are proceeding very well, and we hope that you're still preparing questions for the panelists. We are just about to come to the end of this panel discussion. And as we do that, we will give you an opportunity to ask questions. Mr. Thuku, I believe you started as an entrepreneur, maybe being the only person working for yourself, and then later you became an employer. Please speak to the youth here and to ourselves as training institutions. How can we make it better for them to become self-employed? Because earnings and income from self-employment is also decent income. So what is this that we need to do as training institutions, and what is this the youths need to do so that they can prepare themselves for self-employment, or what we call entrepreneurship?
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I think this country is ours, and we are the only people who can make it. These youth who go to school, who have come to Nanyeri National Polytechnic, who have come to Kimathi University, and so many other TVET and other institutions, their major objective is to start a business of their own. And starting a business is easy because, one, you must be passionate about what you are doing. Two, you must connect with the right people, and you must also look for a vacuum, look for an opportunity which is available. It is very taxing if you all ask Dr. Mogi here how he manages all these students, because sometimes, and the teachers and the drivers and whatever, it might look easy from the outset, but once you get inside, it is very hard. But maybe because he is passionate about what he is doing, it becomes quite easy. This country, being our own country, we are responsible, we have to develop it. This morning I was here, and I heard one of the ladies talking about picking packing of grapes in UK, or strawberries there. I think that was the thing. Strawberries in UK. But if you ask the same person to come and pack the same strawberry in my farm at Kingongo, he won't accept. So that makes all the difference. You go all the way to UK to go and pack strawberries, but you cannot pack them here because you think you are more qualified to do that work. That work is only supposed to be done by people who have not gone to school. But when you are in Saudi Arabia, you can do that. I have heard Mr. Wahome talking about those jobs as you call them house managers. Yeah, house managers in Saudi. But here we call them housemaids. You can go and do that job out there, but you cannot do it here. I was looking at my house manager, and I was wondering what she does with my with that money that I give her. I don't give her 3,000, I give her more than 10,000. But she eats in my house, she eats better than me. She sleeps well, and sometimes she can even put better clothes than I do here in this country. I don't know the other conditions. So I'm asking, do we have to leave our own country and go very far where sometimes we are harassed, we are molested, we are degraded, and etc., leaving all the opportunities that are here? I would also challenge the policy makers of our country, despite the fact that they want us to go to UK, we are exporting labor, they can also be able to give Nyota, is it Nyota? Funds, the 20,000, you go and start a business of your own, and you employ people. I don't know how that one will be done. I don't know how it can be done, but what I'm trying to say is that there are opportunities here which can be done by the right people. Business is not for the weak. It is for people who want to achieve something. And you must not only look at the money aspect. You must also look at how it is going to improve the area you are in. You are also going to improve on the society. You are also going to improve on our government. Because the various opportunities that are available, it is us to make them. But if we believe we can only make money when we go to UK, when we go there, and look at the jobs that are being done, truck drivers live here and go to America. And they are driving trucks for over 24 hours in a day. Here, from Nairobi, a matatu comes and stays here, and you get some little money. But because we know it is a small, can I call it small, or a job that is not recognized, we don't value that money. This person comes to Nyeri, and the money that he has earned, he takes it to my pub, which is in this town, and he drinks the whole of it, because he has nothing else. So it requires some discipline that is required. Business is done by disciplined people. So you can only improve on the business that you want to develop by being disciplined, by knowing where you want to go, by setting goals, by setting objectives, by the government helping us to develop that area. Instead, some of the policy makers, they leave the businesses to die. Look at the businesses that have died in Nyeri town, especially in the hotel industry. How many people are employed there? If I were the policy makers, I would sit down with them and ask them where the problem is, isn't it? So that we can get our young people going for those jobs instead of going outside. I would ask the young people also to get the money and go and open those businesses that have closed. You have just heard Mr. Wahome talking about a restaurant that is run by two people, maybe a man and a woman, the husband and a wife. Because we are tired. We want young people to come around. If you come at Autospin and you are young and you have got all those things that I have talked about, I'll give you the job. Because I cannot sit down. I cannot keep on running around. I need young minds. I need people who are creative and innovative to come and help me learn that business. Because the business is there. The money is there. But we lack people who can be able to do that. Thank you.
Asante sana, Mr. Thuku, for that exposition. Now, Mr. Wahome, I know you deal with providing opportunities for employment, connecting people to jobs, and so on. But we also know that there are groups, some of them being youths, especially from the rural communities, also women and people living with disabilities, who sometimes miss those opportunities. So I would like you to address the issue of inclusivity. How are these people able to access opportunities for decent work? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. There are those positions which are just kept aside for the people with a disability. But also, they must have a certain skill. If you don't have that skill, It is impossible. And again, not in all the countries, because maybe in some countries you cannot move around, and there's nobody, if you are bright, to hold you hard to take you to work. So there are only special countries, and these are the countries like America, Canada, Germany, Australia, and you must be highly skilled person for that. But there are less disability that does not stop you from getting jobs in every countries. So there is that part for that. Okay, but there is something I would like to say. There are this question people are saying, why people are going out. If you go to our audit, we go to school, when we open school, we get about 1.2 million we register to school. And by the end of the day, everybody starts school at the age of 3. And you finish school maybe at a certain age, all of your age mate matures at the same time. And some of you go get jobs here and there. And our economy in this country, the only number can absorb is around 400,000. What about 800,000? Every year, you dump them there on the streets. But some they get in the informal jobs. Now, this is a population that we are trying to save by giving them jobs outside there. So people, they should not think that they are just being dumped outside there. No, there are jobs for you here you can do, but we cannot offer it in this economy. Thank you, Madam.
Santi, it is good that we needed that assurance, Mr. Ahome, considering that we have very many youths, like I said, who come from the rural Kenya. And when on the issue of travel documents for those who may want to travel abroad to work.
Thank you very much. As the French people, they say, you can interpret to your neighbor. The son does not wait for the king. Number one, when the opportunity arises, you are not prepared. But this time, I would like you to be prepared. If you go to country like Philippines, what the Philippines they do, while you are still in school, there is a subject that, of diaspora jobs available and whatever. So everybody, when you are in school, you are preparing yourself, you can go to work outside. Then what do? While you are still in school or you're in college, you start preparing your document, like passport, or the traveling document, your certificates. And also, you start preparing by saving your small money so that you can join. Like now, you see one person there has started the same system for Philippines. You come with about 50,000, he gives you 100, and he get assurance that your employer knows that you have taken loan from your Kenyan institution, and he pay for you, or you organize with them how to pay. So start preparing your document while you are still in school, because you don't know, are you among the 400 which will be absorbed by the population, or you are on the 800 which will be dumped and you get no job. So please prepare your certificates well. If you cannot get higher points or degree or whatever, get in the prior learning. Kama unashoma mahindi, enda hiyo polytechnic iko karibu na wewe. Uliza certificate ya kushoma mahindi vizuri. You are a chef on that. Hakuna kitu huwezi soma. Everything you can learn and you can get a certificate. So prepare your papers just to show that you have something. You have something. Hata Yesu aliuliza mtu, wewe uko na nini ndio nikusaidie? You see? Wewe uko na nini? So, please get your passport. To get a passport, you need your birth certificate, you need your ID, you need your photocopy for your parents, and then prepare yourself psychologically. Which country can you get? Another thing, let me tell you, and this maybe you will not get from school. If you look outside there, you will find only sky in heaven, and sun, and whatever. If you look down there, you see developments. In every country in the world, it's the same. If you go to Arab country, if you go to America, you look up there, sky. You look down, development. Where does the problem comes from? It is you. You take a problem from your home to the other country. If you go and just concentrate by your work, nothing will come across your line. Don't cross somebody's line. and nobody will close your line. Just do your work. You will come back, you will go with confidence and come back rich. Not only rich with money, with knowledge. And you can start your big garage, your big engineering firm. Mr. John here, and I pray on you, he is doing mechanic. You will do engineering. So he will never go again to buy crankshaft in Nairobi or Japan. He will be ordering from you. And we can do it. What can you not do? You can do everything. It's only that you don't know where to start. Do you know where to start? Go to those agents. They will show you where to start. If you start as a cleaner, you must raise to a steward, you must raise to a manager. If you start as a washerman, you must raise to the highest level. If you start as a mechanic, as a mtu wa mikono kwa Mr. John, you will become an engineer. So start it there, come with the knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wahome. Thank you, the panelists, for all those insights. And now we know whether we are going to be employed, whether we are going to employ ourselves, whether we are going to work abroad, we all need to be skilled. We all need to be prepared for the opportunities when they arise. And we all need to work towards decent work. Thank you so much. I now want to open the floor for questions. So I believe we have our questions ready and the panelists are ready to answer those questions. So Mr. MC, you can pass the mic around.
Wakati wa kuuliza swali ama maswali, so
they can tell us who they are, if they are students, which institution they come from, if they are entrepreneurs, where they work, and the organization that they work for. If they are parents, they can also tell us they are parents of a student institution, okay, or any other. Karibu mzee.
Jina langu naitwa Zakayo Getuko. Na mimi ni mfanyikazi wa Jua Kali Kalatina. Sasa ningesema kwanza asante sana kwa wana Jabokazi kwa kutuandaa. Hii kamati wameandaa. Wametupatia elimu ya juu sana. Wametufahamisha na kuhamasisha vile tutakavyokuwa tukifanya kazi tukirudi kwetu kwa Jua Kali. Mimi ni mwana Jua Kali, nafanya Jua Kali kwa muda mrefu. Lakini wakati wowote mnaongea hapa, sijasikia mkiongea juu ya wana Jua Kali. Na wana Jua Kali ndio wana mpango, wana tufanyia kazi mingi, wameandaa, wameajili watu 60% katika watu wote wanafanya kazi. Vile serikali ingefanya ingewasaidia. Sijui kama ni kwa sababu hawajaenda shule kujifunza. Kwa sababu mnasema hali ya certificate. Ndivyo kwa nini wamechaguliwa. Sijui kwa nini wamebaguliwa. Kwa hivyo ningeuliza serikali ifikirie hali ya wana Jua Kali. Hawa ni watu wako na tajiriba iliyokomaa na hakuna mtu anawashughulikia. Kwa hivyo ningesema tufikirie wakati mwingine tukija hapa mtusaidie kwa vyovyote. Hawana hela, kazi wanafanya, wanangojea wanunuzi, wanakaa mwezi mzima bila hela, bila mnunuzi. Kwa hivyo they have a lot of problems. And I think you are going to think about it, help them. These are for our future development. All those countries which have developed, they started from the ground with the wana Jua Kali. Nafikiria wana Jua Kali wanafanya very big participation in our development. Asanteni.
asante sana. Swali lake hilo, tunafanya nini kwa wenye Jua Kali ambao ni waajiri wa wengi wetu?
Kabla tuchukue swali lingine, ningeuliza Madam Koigi ape jibu kwa mzee, ndio akitoka hapa asiseme kwamba wana Jua Kali wamebaguliwa.
Thank you so much, moderator. Let me try my Swahili, though I'm in a challenge na Swahili. I'm not sure whether I will make it, but let me try. Kwa mwana Jua Kali, ningependa kusema kuwa if there is a government that has supported the Jua Kali sector, it is this government. We even have a representation of Jua Kali in one of the bigger offices. And for us as training institutions, tumejaribu sana kufanya kazi na Jua Kali na hata tuko na mkataba na shirika la Jua Kali, that is the federation, in training, because we realize that part of the people who give us the highest percentage for our training grounds ni Jua Kali. So as TVETs, we have you in our programs. Hata tuko na mwakilishi wenu kwa kamati la taifa la duo training. And so for us, we recognize the Jua Kali, and other than that, we also did the master trainers assessment in RPL. And the Jua Kali sector had the largest share in terms of master trainers. And we are using the master trainers in assessment, in the RPL assessment. So we have Jua Kali in our strategies, including assessment for CDAC. When we involve the industries, we also reach out to Jua Kali. So we have not left them out. They are part of us, and we are working so well. We have a partnership with them. Thank you.
Asante sana. Sijui kama Bwana Thuku kuna kitu naweza sema kuhusu Jua Kali.
Asante, nigeongeza kitu kidogo niseme. For us, last year, a time like now, we were even invited to do the exam. Kuna watu wengi sana wa Jua Kali ambao hawana certificates. Autospin being one of them, we sponsored, we trained, and they did the exam. And out of the 20 who did the exam, 11 of them got first class, either in certificate or even some of them went ahead. So kwa hivyo Jua Kali iko na certificate ambaye inapewa. Hata mzee wa rika yangu ule anaweza kuja hapa aone the principal na aende shule. Hata mimi I'm planning to go. You have heard people who are over 80 going to school and getting their masters. Kwa hivyo mzee wa Jua Kali rika yangu tukuje. Let us register with you, we get recognition of prior learning, RPL. Sidio Madam Koigi? Yes, it is there. We go back to school na tufanye hivyo na tupatiwe. So serikali najua inafanya kitu juu ya Jua Kali. Asante.
Asante sana babangu, nafikiria kwamba sasa umepata jibu. CEO of Kenya National Federation of Jua Kali atakuwa hapa. Kwenu hawajafika, lakini umesema ni Karatina. Kwa hivyo Dr. Mwangi utatuma timu yako Karatina ndio waende waongee na watu wa Jua Kali ambao wako na skills, wakuje hapa watahiniwe alafu wapewe stakabadhi ambayo itawezesha kufanya kazi kama wale watu wengine. Asante sana babangu kwa hiyo swali.
Good afternoon. I'm George Mwendwa. I'm a dealer and a technician in the automotive sector, and I'm also a student at the Nairobi National Polytechnic in the automotive engineering. Now, I have a question and a concern. My first question is placement. Now, can we have a system where this the students in the past years, you can see that when it's time for attachment, and internships, we have the students going out to the industries to look for the attachments and the internships on their own. But I've seen in the aeronautical field, they are more organized, where the schools and the industries have a liaison, where the student, while he's still doing his curriculum, the student already knows where he's going to be placed, in which company and in which role he's supposed to play. Can we have a system in the TVETs where we have liaised with the industries? For example, me in the automotive engineering industry, I know that in my third year attachment, I'm going to work in this place, in this specific role, maybe in the engine department, because that's where I understand better, you know. Yeah, instead of me going out there, because my question is that because we find that because we're given the the work to go and look for the attachment, and you find that because you're not getting the higher places, you end up just going to any other place. Yeah, and you find that maybe you'll have gotten a better job if you are placed by someone who knows better, right? Now, my concern is since morning, I think we've noticed there is a contrasting theme about going to work abroad and working here in Kenya. The panelists are really giving us a hard time between choosing which is right and which is wrong. Some are saying, endeni mfanye kazi maju. Some are saying, tukae hapa tufanye kazi. And my concern is, please, panelists, take care of our brains. We are receiving advice from you. So please sit down and decide kama tutaenda maju kufanya huko ama tutafanya kazi huku. Because it's a real concern, right? Because we have open minds right now. We are receiving advice. I don't want to go back to my nini nianze kufikiria sasa panelist alisema nikae huku nifanye ama niende maju, which one is better for me? You know, so thank you.
Mr. MC, maybe we can address that one first. That one on placement. Madam Koigi will address that one on placement. Mr. Wahome and Mr. Thuku, you address the second one on, do we go abroad? Do we work in Kenya? Do we stay in between? Thank you, Madam Koigi, then Mr. Wahome, then Mr. Thuku.
Thank you, Madam Moderator, and thank you to the youth who asked about the placement. It is a concern even from our end, and I think in the beginning of 2023, a division was formed in the State Department for TVET to coordinate that. And just worried that you're in Nairobi National doing automotive and you're not in dual. You didn't join the dual class. You're doing the next series. Yes, maybe that is where the challenge is, because for the other programs, for the modular, we are more keen on and purposeful on industrial training. And for dual training, I know you have seen your colleagues there who already know the industries they are training for. And especially the cohort group that joined in 2020. A number of them are already in industries where they trained. So we have changed the model of training from the previous that you're talking about to the current models, and in particular for dual training. As you join for dual training, you already know the industry that you're expected to train with. So the first thing that the institution does, there is an industry license officer, by the way, in all institutions. Even in Nairobi National, there is an officer in charge of industrial training. And so what you do, you get industry slots first, and then you match and twin the trainees to those slots. So for those joining dual program, they already know where they will be attached. By the time they are done with their class training, because for dual it's 50-50, if you choose a block, you're in school for a term, then the next term you're in the industry, then the other term in class. So you already know the industries that you're going to. And for the rest who are on the regular CBET programs, we are also encouraging our industry license officers to ensure that they source for more industrial trains, so that by the time the trainees are due for attachment, they already know where the trainees are going for, because that is the practice elsewhere, as he has put it. In so many other TVETs, especially the private TVETs, you'll find that the slots are already sought before the trainees are due for attachment. But we also have a problem. In my team, where I coordinate in the State Department, we had sourced for so many slots. We had like close to, was it 1,000 slots? And we shared them amongst institutions. And unfortunately, all of them, not all, but some of them were not utilized. And reason being that trainees choose where to go when they are going for attachment. Some decisions are also made by the parent. So the parent decides, my child will not go to Nairobi, I want them to be in Nyeri, so that they operate from home to the attachment place. So those are some of the other challenges that affect us. We may give you the slots, but again, you are not able to utilize all of them. But for those who need slots and they are not sure where to go to, you can always reach out to your industrial liaisons officer. And if in your case, but for you, you said you also have an enterprise. So you will use your workplace as your training ground for attachment. But I don't think so it's such a problem because industries are willing to give us slots. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we are going to change tact kidogo. That question on going to work abroad, Mr. Thuku, let's pick another question and then we will answer all of them at the same time so that we can save time. Mr. MC.
Good evening. I'm Claire from Geshogo TVC. My first question is about the change of field of qualification. And you go ask for a job on your field of qualification, and then you fail getting the job. Una feel discouraged, you go back, unakuja, unauliza for another space. I think that is a part of discouragement. Yenye unapata you go and ask for that job, you are not given because maybe you don't have the experience.
Thank you. Madam, we can pick a few other questions and then we can answer them all together.
Good evening. I'm Yvonne, a student in Kabete National Polytechnic, and my question is directly forwarded to Mr. Thuku because I'm an automotive student. So I was asking, I've written down the question. What will we do in our to improve our practical skills when before going to attachment, because you are a garage owner, specifically to us girls. Yeah.
What should they do to improve their skills before they go to the industry, especially for the ladies? Hapa kabla tuende pande ile ingine.
Thank you so much. Good evening. I'm David Emuria, a student from the Kabete National Polytechnic, taking petroleum and geoscience technology. So my question is, we have talked about the skill, training, and unlocking pathways to decent work. So my first thing is, what are the role of these skills and training in unlocking decent work? The roles of skills and training in unlocking decent work. And then the last one, what are the strategies that someone may use to strengthen pathways to decent work? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Philemon from Kabete National Polytechnic. First, I would like to thank this school for holding such an event for us. This shows that it is important for us as students not only to be perfect in academically but also to be professional in our field. So my question is, what common mistake do young job seekers make during interview or during their first job, apart from being on phone in long times or maybe skills? Thank you.
We can answer those ones.
Yes, I think there is one over there. I would want to pick just one more or two so that
Okay.
we address them and we are done.
We are picking one more.
On that side, and there is Baba over there.
Yes.
Okay, two. So that
Two more from this side. So baba, tutakupea. Wacha huyu akauliza.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Kariuki from Hishoko TVC. Taking automotive engineering level 6. My question is in certification. When you look, if you are doing level 6, that is a diploma, you find, according to your background, right now we are going with this system of modules. So, in the first attachment, that is, ukienda watu wa level 5, wakienda attachment, utaenda na wao. But after that, for example, so you have gone for the attachment, but you are not full certified, that is, you are partially. Then you fail due to maybe lack of money, ama unapata iko chini, so you are not able to continue to level 6. Does it disqualify you from getting the job? Ama they can consider your skills after the attachment. Thank you.
Last one.
Mimi sijui nitauliza nani, sababu hii mambo ya Kenya hii yetu sijui ni nani atanijibu, sababu mambo ile natuhusu Kenya sijui kama wako hapa, kwa sababu ninasema hivi, mambo ya industry tumekuwa naye tukizungumzia na tumekuwa naye tangu 1960, na hata sasa tunazungumza hilo jambo, lakini mtu ya kujibu sioni. Nataka kusema hivi, hapa na nyuki tulikuwa na kiwanda kilikwisha. Saa hii mkiangalia wakubwa ndio wanaweza fundisha sisi mambo ambayo ile tunaweza fereka nchi mbele. Nasema hivi sababu ukiangalia kama saa hii Kenya watu wanaanza kuvaa shati bila suti, tunafundishwa na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Ukiangalia wanawake wanaanza kuweka nywele ile ya kiasili, sababu Bibi Kenyatta anaonesha hivyo. Mambo tunataka tuoneshwe na viongozi wale wako mbele. Lakini ufisadi tukioneshwa tena tutafanya ufisadi. Sasa mimi nikiangalia hapa nione niulize, sasa hii swali nitauliza nitajibiwa na nani? Mimi nasema hivi, miaka 3 iliyokuisha, miaka 2 tulikuwa na mambo ya hii manyumba inatengenezwa tujenge vitu na tukajenga na watu ya Nairobi walijenga na walipata karibu milioni 30. Hapa Nyeri tulianza hiyo kitu na tukaenda kwa wakili makampuni, lakini baadaye hiyo nyumba tulikuwa tujenge hiyo nyumba, sasa tunaambiwa hatujenge hiyo vitu. Tulikuwa tujenge milango, madirisha, maheji, waya, majebe, hurubaro. Lakini sasa ndio mimi nasema kama ingekuwa waziri yule anauzika hii watu mko hapa, ningefurahi sana nimuulize hiyo maswali. Jambo lingine, unaona tukizungumza mambo ya madawa ya shida kugojeka, na sisi wenyewe ndio tuna shida ni sisi, sababu hatupendi nchi yetu. Sasa unaona mtu anasoma anaambiwa aende Ulaya, na tena mtu na hapa iko kazi. Tunaona watu wa Rwanda wanakuja hapa, watu ya Kongo wanakuja hapa. Ile kitu tulikuwa tunasema buy Kenya build Kenya, hiyo hatufanyi. Sasa hii mambo mimi namuuliza hivi, nyinyi vijana mko hapa, hata miaka 20 mtakuja kunjimbia hivi, hakuna mahali tunaenda.
Thank you mzee. Madam moderator, ni Petrus swali moja ya mwisho ya huyo madam hapa, ndio jibu zote hizo.
I'll be very fast. Florence, Deputy Principal, Murang'a Technical. I have one question. What measures are there to protect our citizens when they go to those other countries to work? They are subjected to extreme weather conditions. They work in weird places. There is no policy to take care of our citizens when they are in those other countries. Thank you.
Asante, wacha tujibu hayo.
Thank you. I wish that we answer those questions first. the question that was on going to work abroad or going working in Kenya. And I had Mr. Thuku and Mr. Wahome to answer that. Madam Koigi, you're going to speak to the lady from Gishogo who get discouraged because they are being told they cannot get employment without experience. And we can proceed from there. Mr. Thuku. Mr. Thuku on, is it Kenya or abroad? The young man wants to be advised.
Thank you so much, moderator. There is a young man who asked that question. I think he was called Mr. Mweda or something like that. Mweda or something. I think we are not here to decide which way to go for you. But if you can't get a job here, I think you have an opportunity abroad. If you can't get it abroad, maybe you can't afford, because I think it is a bit expensive to move abroad. You need the ticket. For the passport, we have agreed with Mr. Wahome. You should get it whether you are going out or not, because you never know when the opportunity will arise. So Mwenda, I tend to think it is your decision to decide on where to work. But for me as a person, if you can manage to work here in Kenya and grow, make Kenya grow, I think it would be better. But Mr. Wahome maybe would advise us because he is the expert in that field.
Thank you, sir. Traditionally, Kenya was exporting agricultural produce. But if you check immediately after COVID, something changed. Everybody was told to go work at home. And who was left working at home? Only housemaid. How many people are employed in your house? Only housemaid. So in that year of COVID, we survived by housemaid. So you see that is another way of investment. What happened to that time? The GDP of Kenya, the Kenya economy was learned. The remittance, we are getting money assistance from the money remitted from the people who are remittance from the abroad. And America was number one. Before COVID 2019, Saudi Arabia was number 8. Immediately after COVID, if you check in your phone, is the record is still there, it became number 3. And now it's number 2. Who is employed in Saudi Arabia? If you check, is housemaid, who are called house managers. That means those jobs and those people who work there, remittance are very important. This is money granted to the country and you never pay. If the president get out of this country and get a loan from Japan, China, and the other countries, you will pay. For example, if we buy that one school bus from abroad, or if we buy one jet fighters for Kenya, we shall pay to America with all the coffee in Mount Kenya region for maybe 10 years. One jet fighter. If you get out there, guys, and get this knowledge, and you come and make the jets here, and you sell it to Uganda, let the Uganda pay here. This is the might we are getting there. Don't think only about here plastic chairs and the plastic bottles. We want that might, that you can become manufacturer of great things. You have great might. We need that brain. So we are encouraging you. Don't go permanently in Europe, but go and get a job there. Higher. The other question was, and again, as my colleague here has answered, if you can get opportunity to work in Kenya, do it here. But if I talked about 800,000 school leavers who do not get opportunity to work in Kenya, those are the people we are targeting. The 400,000 who can get job locally, it's okay, you work here, no problem. So my friend Mweda, please just get there, get the brain, come back, start an industry here. Thank you very much. The other question was from Madam. She said to protect Kenyans abroad. May I answer them all? But maybe first of all, I go to that gentleman. He asked about something to do with a pathway or something like that.
Yeah. Strategies to strengthen pathway to decent work.
To decent work. My friend, we have the government institutions that controls all those agents, and there is a way that you have to follow that one. They are all those registered, And even those brokers, because everywhere in the world you'll get brokers. You will not miss them every street. Even kwa matatu unakuta, twende. And you know, umetoka kwa matatu kuingia kwa ngari. Kuna huyo makanga na kubroker na kwambia ingia hii usiingie hii. Anapewa 10 bob, is a broker. So the brokers are there and they are out. They bring those people to the registered agents. If somebody asks you, ask him, are you a broker or a broker is just like a sideboard to show you the direction. So akikuonyesha ofisi, uliza hiyo ofisi kama iko na barua, waambie wakuonyeshe all the government system, how to travel. Nobody goes out of this country without a visa. Visa is a government letters, is a government paper. It's not just a permission from agent. No, it's a government papers that give you that. So, registered agency. Another question you asked, the link of how to get there. What are the people, they fill the interviews. Number one. You see these people you are seeing here. If you ask them their names, somebody will take 3 seconds to answer, my name is so and so, only because it has become an exam. If you ask them why they were baptized, they will take 2 to 3 minutes. It's a lot of time. 2 to 3 minutes, a jet can live here to Karatina. So you see how that distance is wrong. Because it becomes a question, lack of confidence. Another thing the guys they do when they come for interviews, they don't prepare themselves. And again, they carry the mind. Mzee, my father, he told me, kuko na job huko Nyeri, enda. So you don't go yourself, you are going because of your father. Unaona? So you go because the agent. No, you don't go to work because of an agent or for another person on your own behalf. So please, prepare yourself. Another thing, documents. And lack of confidence. Kenyans has no confidence. One time I did a practical. I asked people, I want you to measure for me in the 1 meter. And the guys were, 1 meter? Yes. And the guy from university telling me, 1 meter is like that. Whether you know 1 meter. So you see, he knows, but because it has turned to be a question, so lack of confidence, be confidence. Again, another thing, Kenyans, they don't like asking questions. Again, another thing, don't prepare for lies. Listen. You know you can prepare a lot of questions. You can prepare as asking, this water, ikiwekwa shukari, itakuwa nini? Nikuuliza ikiwekwa chumvi. Na prepare to answer me there. Answer for sukari. So, expect for any question and ready to answer all. So, that one is very important. Another thing, prepare your document. Kenyans shida yao. Somebody is coming for interview in Nairobi. Anafika Nairobi namuuliza, where is your living certificate? Ama where is your certificate for school? Ama where is your passport? Anaanza, ma'am, passport yangu inakuwaga wapi? You are asking your mother, do you have 25 years old? You are also a father or a mother. So please, prepare your document, prepare well, be ready for any question. And again, you know the directive of English from those accent of from those guys from outside there. It's not like ours. Listen keenly. Then you answer properly. Madam, you asked a question, Kenyans are not protected. One thing, let me tell you, Kenyans. Had I answered that question, maybe madam was not here. I asked you to look there up and look down there. And we said what? Oh, the whole world the same. But when you live here and you go to Somalia and take your problems there, you live here, you go to America and take your problems there, you will get problems. You will face the law. Please go and work. Don't engage in the parade. One panelist here in the morning, he said, please, we worked in UK, we worked in London, and we came back safely. But don't engage in unnecessary politics of those areas. Don't engage on dirty arguments with others. Just be straight, do your work, actually you'll be safe. What about if the problem arises? Because we don't take angels. Like now, we have a population of about 500,000 in Saudi Arabia. And let me ask you a question. If your area has a population of 500,000, you'll find there is a police station, there is a chief camp, there is churches, there is hospitals, there is all machineries of discipline. We have not taken angels outside there. They take people, some indiscipline, but the highest number, only 1% that makes all these noises and bring a lot of problems. But the work to control that is not agents, it's the government. The agent finish with you once you get in the airport and you reach on the other side for the contract. The obligation for the agent is to give the government information whereby I took this person to a village in Bahrain, I take this person in Australia, in Melbourne, this and this village, but not protect you. Protect yourself by being disciplined. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wahome, for answering so many questions. One go. You have answered the question on whether we are working in Kenya or abroad. You have also addressed the issue of strategies to strengthen pathways so that we can get decent work. You have addressed very comprehensively the problems that, rather the mistakes that we make while doing interviews, and you have also addressed the problem on measures to protect Kenyans while they work abroad. So we are almost done with the questions. Mr. Duku, there was a question from a lady, and you will address that. Then after you, Madam Koigi, there's a lady from Geshogo who talked about discouragement, and there's a gentleman also from Geshogo who asked if they have done up to level, they have studied up to level 5, and they have proceeded for attachment, and they do not, he used the word fail, but I don't think that is a word. If they are declared not yet competent at that level, can they find a job? Can their skills be considered for employment and also decent work? So Mr. Duku, then Madam Koigi.
Thank you so much, the moderator. I think for the young lady who asked whether there are opportunities for her when it comes to the placement of attachment and even the jobs, I would request you to, I think she called herself Kiboy or something. I would request you to visit Autospin and see the ladies that are there. We have ladies mechanics, we have panobitas ladies, paint work ladies. So, and we don't ask for any money. And in most of the serious institutions, they don't ask for any money for you to be placed in on attachment. The major problem that I usually see is that the parents take the responsibility of the son or the daughter. You get a parent coming and asking whether we can place her daughter for attachment. Unamuuliza mtoto wako wapi? Nakwambia mtoto alimaliza November, lakini yeye anakuja January 15th. Unamuuliza mtoto sasa, nikikuuliza amefanya nini, utajua? Anasema nimeona kwanza nikuje nikuone. Because people in Kenya are used to bribes. They are used to giving something small. Mwingine hata anakuja anakwambia anakuja February wakati kama huu. Attachment was done, the first placement they reported on 2nd of January. Anakuja February na anakwambia huyu mtoto hajasoma, barua alipatiwa, lakini nataka usaini document ati ameenda shule, ameenda attachment. Because Kenyans have got that problem, one of knowing that to get something, you must bribe your way. It is not always like that. There are simple ways, and because I'm also a parent, and these people are parents, they cannot allow, they cannot agree. The teachers your teachers cannot agree to give you a certificate when you have not led. I cannot agree to sign the documents of attachment or my internship if they are required, if you have not gone the mandatory maybe 90 days or 3 months. So for the girl, if you're in Kabete Technical, we have got our branch at Kiabu Road. Report there tomorrow. Report when you have an attachment. Report there and make sure that you go the earliest possible. Immediately you know you are on attachment. So that is the major problem. People do not know. They are given letters, but they think it is any time that you can report. There are some specific days, there is a period which you have been praised by the institution. There is a mzee walikayangu, sasa aliuliza kama barua ya 1963 itakuwako, akauliza ni nani atajibu swali yake. Kenya ni yetu sisi wote. Na tumesema hivyo, irrespective of the age, washa tukuje, we build this country. Kama unafanya jua kali gani, employ 2 people. And we shall ask our governor, kama umeemploy watu 10, akupatie rebate ya tax ama ya pin ama kitu kama hiyo, so that you can continue employing. There is no difference between a jua kari and the institutions that have been made. I don't know the difference. I have not yet known the difference. I only recall that jua kari is that person who is sitting on the roadside. Any institution that has got an office, has got 2 or 3 employees, irrespective of the owner, is a big institution. Manage it well. Lead. Go for RPL. Yeah, go for RPL and start employing people. And that is all. We shall build this country, and nobody will ever go out. We shall absorb them in the field that we are in. So for the young people, don't fear. Enter that office, provided there is somebody who is talking to you. Go to that office and express and see what you are looking for, because you have got the qualification. Asante.
Thank you. Madam Yvonne, if I were you, I would not leave this place without the contact of the manager of Autospin Garage, Kiabu Road, where you have been promised an attachment opportunity. So Madam Esther, HOD building, you'll be answering Baba. I hope he's still here. On the issue, he wondered if there is somebody to answer a question. Mr. Thuku has tried, and you can also add something to that. Madam Koigi.
Thank you so much. Allow me to summarize very fast. One is on the strategies and to strengthen pathways. I know he has addressed it from his opinion. But in government or in TVET institutions, we have offices that are in charge of that. We have an office known as Office of Career Services, and trainees are expected to go to that office for career guidance and also for more exploration on their career pathways. Because you could be doing automotive, but in automotive we have several pathways. That office should be able to inform you on where you can work for a particular pathway, and it is an important office. We also have National Employment Authority, and they're in every county, and they have offices. You can also go there for career guidance. They also have a portal that tells us more on the availability of jobs. And then on policies, the reason why I'm responding is because Mr. Ahome is from the private sector. I'm not the government spokesperson, but at least I have some response. So for the protection of employees who work out of the country, we have laws, we have policies, and we have guidelines. And in every country where our people go, you will find an ambassador, there is a consular, or there are labor attaches. And their role is to ensure that the welfare of Kenyan employees is taken care of. So take note of that, so there are policies in place. For the lady from Gishogo, very fast, I can see you are still there. Don't be discouraged. Maybe probably the approach was not right because you went for a job. There are so many other ways in which you can approach an industry for an opportunity. And as I said earlier, industries want people who are ready to work. So you can go there looking for an internship so that you stay with them for some time. By the time they will be employing, you will already have gained the skills. So you can go to industries for internships, not necessarily for jobs. You can also volunteer. You can tell them that you are willing to volunteer for some time as you gain skills. So never get discouraged as you approach those industries. And then on the issue of level 5, you go for attachment, and then after the assessment, you are not yet competent, whether you can use your certificate for a job. I will say yes or no. Depends with the organization. But the current situation in Kenya, if you want to get an employment that can be equated, especially when it comes to the issues of salaries, then certificate is very important. So you may require to go back and work on the area that you are not competent. The reason why I said yes, sometimes you will find Mr. Ahome's group, they only look for skills and they are not interested with what? With the certificate. But what does that tell you? When you go there with just a proof that you are able to do something, then you will be rated on a minimum wage. Is that true, Mr. Ahome? Yes, because you have no other equation for you. So if they take you without checking on your certificate, then basically you are taken on a minimum wage. And then on the issue of Kenya or not, depends on what you want. If it is money you want, sometimes Kenya may not work. He said there are people who can pack the strawberries in Kenya. But I think if you heard from those young men, they came back as millionaires. I don't think in a span of 6 months, if you packed strawberries in Kenya, you would earn the million. So again, depends on what you really want. There are also who make it well while in Kenya, you start small and you grow. And then on matters of going out is expensive, it's not. I said I'm not the government spokesperson, but allow me to give the youth information. Like for the team that went to the UK, those who didn't have money, they were sponsored by the Youth Fund. By the time they are successful, Youth Fund takes it up and they are able to pay that money and still remain with 1 million plus. There are other opportunities like Uwezo Fund, especially for those who are finishing school. You can form groups if you want to venture into self-employment, and then you apply for Uwezo Fund. So there are opportunities that can make your work easier. There is also Nyota, but Nyota was not meant for this group that was already in college. It was for the group that was not able to join, maybe due to challenges, financial challenges. So these could not be beneficiaries for that, but there are still opportunities. So I think I have responded to all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Koigi. Madam Esther, if you could answer our dad, why are there no industries?
Thank you so much, Madam. Kwa hiyo swali ambayo imeulizwa kuhusu kazi za kutengeneza madirisha na milango katika affordable housing projects, when the projects zilikuwa zinaanza, we had a meeting with the Nyeri National Polytechnic Management na pia Jua Kali Associations wakiwa wote na pia State Department for Housing. So we agreed that we will be giving them our alumni. So hawa ni wanafunzi wetu ambao we have trained them, wamesomea welding na pia wamesomea woodwork. So we have a database. Tuko na wao na at the moment tumepeana alumni 200 affordable housing. So wanafanya kazi under umbrella ya Jua Kali Associations. So the associations ziko na seasoned welders, seasoned wood people in woodwork, wanatengeneza milango. So wanafunzi wetu wanafanya kazi chini yao first kama interns, wale ambao hawana experience. Those who have experience wanafanya kazi kama full-time fabricators. So at tomorrow, kesho tutakuwa na the chair for Jua Kali, atakuwa around, watakuwa na recruit welders na pia people in woodwork. So you can pass the information if you have anyone who qualifies for this. They're looking for interns and also fully competent welders as well as woodworkers from tomorrow. Pia, other than that, kuna wale ambao they cannot work only labor. Maybe they have started their small, wameanza biashara zao kidogo za small enterprises ambazo zina deal na welding. You can register tomorrow pia under Jua Kali, and then the affordable housing State Department, they're able to give you small portions to fabricate and supply. So it is a good project that we are working in. We are working in collaboration with all of them. And because kumekuwa na hiyo swali, kesho tutakuwa na link ambayo itakuwa kwa screen zetu. Hiyo link tutakuwa tunajaza if you're interested, so that we can have you in our database, and then we give them so that you are able to get those opportunities. Thank you so much, Madam.
Thank you, Madam Esther. I now take this opportunity to thank my panelists for that very engaging discussion, and the audience too for the questions you asked. I know probably you still have very many questions to ask, and therefore I would encourage you to continue attending other panels that will be there tomorrow and the day after, so that you can get these insights. In our discussion today, we have discussed how to unlock pathways to decent work, and we have also looked at how we can engage industry both in training and also as partners. We have also heard how the government comes in to ensure that we, as the youth, get decent work, probably by, like what Madam Koigi has said at the end, by ensuring that funds are available to you to ensure that you can become either your own employer, or you can also seek employment abroad when an opportunity arises. We have also talked about being job ready, and especially digital readiness, because that is a future into which we are going into. Mr. Wahome has also alluded into the skills that for other countries are already there, but for us they look like skills in the future, which we can acquire so that we can make ourselves job ready. So thank you so much. I want to thank the organizers of this conference, and especially the management of the Nyeri National Polytechnic, for giving us an opportunity to discuss this matter. Asanteni sana. God bless you and nice evening. Asante.
Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. Tuwapigie makofi. Vile wameketi kule kabla watoke, madam. We shall have an appreciation team and a photo of the panelists. So kindly tubaki hapo, you get appreciated, and then you get a photo taken. Haya, tuwapigia makofi. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope we have received insightful information, na tumewajibika sana na tumejua mengi. So that is the essence of this conference, to receive information that is power to us. At this moment now, allow me to welcome Reverend to pray as we finish. Na Reverend anapotuombea, kumbuka kwamba we are continuing. Kesho bado tupo hapa. So before Reverend akuje kesho, we have panels that are very essential for us as the youth. Panel 6 will be talking on what next after training. Youth voices on skills, work, and real-world impact. So after training, what next? Tukuje hapo, watatuambia. Panel 7 will be having what we call enhancing inclusion of youth, women, and PWDs in skills training. So hiyo ni maneno yetu. Tafadhali mayuthi wote, kesho tukue hapa. Let's hear the conversations and engage with them with relevant questions. So, Reverend.
Yeah, thank you. Let's be upstanding for a word of prayer. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we are humbled in thy presence this evening. We are grateful, Lord, that you have taken care over us. We've had a busy, long day, and we are happy that we have acquired a number of skills. Thank you, Jehovah, for protecting us. We thank you for our panelists. We thank you for the moderators. Even we thank you for the keynote speakers who have attended today's conference. Thank you for the participants. May you continue energizing us, giving us the desire to learn more, and more so to apply what we are learning in this conference.
We thank you and we glorify thy holy name. This evening, as we get back to our areas of residence, we are committing our lives unto thee. May you protect us, may you cover us with thy blood. And when each one of us arrives safely, glory and honor shall be unto your holy name. We pray this believing and trusting in Jesus' name. Look at your neighbor and tell them, may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Asante sana. Kesho pia tukutane hapa masaa ya saa 1 kuanzia na nusu tukiendelea na wale vijana wetu wenye talanta mbalimbali. Mnaweza kuja pia masaa kama hayo as you entertain us. Otherwise, have a lovely evening and a lovely night as we meet again tomorrow.
DJ Steve.
Let's go! Hey Baba, Olodumare mawanendoli. The giver of life, iko tunanapa. Mesimama cause uko na mimi. You never let me go. Mipaka yangu umeitanulia mbali. Even sky see your limit kwa ikibali. Hata haters wanashangilia kwa ndani. Umewawinga oh. Sina kingine mimi najivunia. Tulia, we unagabaya. Hata wale wanalionea